Hi everyone, hopefully you've watched my introductory video so you know what these videos are going to be about. So I'm going to do a bit of a story time session with you guys for the next couple of videos, just talking about how I was diagnosed. So yeah, here we go. So I was diagnosed in 2006, aged 13. It was possibly one of the longest processes I've ever had to go through in my whole entire life. Actually no, it might have not been, but at the moment it was. So yeah, I had been feeling unwell throughout most of the end of primary school. So about year 5, year 6, I was starting to feel unwell, and then that kind of got worse as I got into secondary school, like extreme fatigue, loss of appetite, lost weight, and then it got to a point where at the end of year 7 into year 8, I actually started falling asleep in school and I started passing out. And I also had extreme nosebleeds, and when I say extreme, I mean like nose just bleeding all the time, barely ever stopping. My parents would take me to the GP, that's general practitioner, and they just dismissed me all the time. He was just like, there's nothing wrong with her, she's just going for a phase. And I remember one time he said my nose was bleeding because my house was too hot, and my dad was like, no one else has a nosebleed in our house, so what's going on? And then so that was like a back and forth session with the GP until around year 8, so 2006, yeah. So at the end of 2005, my parents were like, no, there is something wrong with her, and my GP finally gave in and started doing blood tests, and the blood tests kept coming back up normal. And so then after a couple of sessions, the GP was like, I either have like lupus or something, or there's something wrong with my kidneys. But before that, he actually thought I had glandular fever. So he just said, well, hopefully once she clears of glandular fever, that's it. But my blood test, even after that, my blood test kept coming back abnormal. So they were like, yeah, we think it's her kidneys, so we're going to send her for more tests and things. And then the test came back. It weren't my kidneys, it was another one of my organs. So then they came to a conclusion it was my liver. So they sent me to King's College Hospital to do some testing there. And when I got to King's, it was more blood tests, and then they also wanted urine sample for me in a 2-litre bottle. So a massive bottle that I had to carry home and then pee in. And so they gave me that, and they also asked for a stool sample. If you don't know what stool is, that's another word for poo-poo. So yeah, so they asked for that, and so my parents actually had to take that back to the hospital. We live nowhere near the hospital, by the way, so this was a journey on public transport with that. And then after they took those samples, I then had to be admitted into hospital for more blood tests and a liver biopsy. And I was in the children's ward. I was in the liver children inpatient, and I was 13 at the time already, and I was actually one of the oldest ones there in the ward. So we had done the liver biopsy, and I don't really remember being told I had autoimmune. I just remember we done the liver biopsy. I was grumpy as hell when I woke up, and then after a day or two, I was discharged with a bag full of medications. And I honestly just didn't really know how to feel about that. So it was something new to get used to, which is I'm gonna go more into depth about that in the next video. Sorry, I paused for a moment. So yeah, so in the next video, I'm going to talk more about how I felt in dealing with the medications and my mood relating to that, and just what the next stage is. But I'm really hoping that you guys will stay and kind of watch these videos with me and kind of go through the experience and the process with me. So please subscribe. I do apologise for waffling on. It is my first time recording myself and doing these videos. I promise to get better, so please subscribe.